get you. Like I said, I have a narrative about stuff, so I want this narrative to be talked about. So right now, let's take it like I said, a look at this and see. I want to double check something here. Average. I'm doing this live so I want to do this live. Okay. So the national average gas prices is $4.32. We're gonna round up for that. All right, that's the average gas prices. Whew. So I know you guys are feeling the pain at the pump. Now, of course, we got all the stories, and I'll share this part on the screen so you guys can see that. You can't see that well, but all the stories, I'm gonna point at them so you can see in that regard. So, of course, story number one is from the New York Times. Republicans are wrongly blaming Biden for the rise in gas prices. Are they now? Really? They are. Okay. How high gas prices? How high will gas prices go? This is Fox. You have New York Times, then Fox. The Hill. GOP tussle with Biden as gas prices soar, and 3 reasons why gas prices are so high, and when they might come down. When it might come down. You know what? This is unscripted. I want to see what CBS News have to say. Let's take a listen. Let's look at this. Let's hear. Play that. Let me see.
Sheets for the Kids help spread holiday hope and joy by...
I know you're going to be a commercial, but I want to hear what they got to say. Because they might have some stuff that I don't know, and I don't trust major news stories, but let's go.
Now paying more for gas than they've ever paid before. A national average of $4.17.
And that was 5 hours ago. Now it's up to $4.31.
Per gallon. In California, it's over $5. But why is gas so expensive? Well, prices have been on the rise for a while as inflation soared because of rising consumer demand and businesses lifting COVID-19 restrictions.
Okay.
But when Russia invaded Ukraine and the U.S. started sanctioning Russia's oil refinery sector, things got even worse. The military conflict between Russia and Ukraine has driven up crude oil prices over the last 7 days by over 30%, analysts at the investment bank UBS said in a report.
Okay.
That's the second largest 1 week increase in crude oil in the last 30 years. And don't expect price.
Ooh, 30 years. That's something. Let's continue.
Is at the pump to go down anytime soon. President Biden just announced a U.S. ban on Russian oil and gas imports, taking aim at Putin's main revenue source in an attempt to stop the fighting. As a result, Brent crude oil, the benchmark for oil prices, jumped 5% that day to more than $129 a barrel. Russia exports about 12% of the world's supply of crude oil. Any disruption to those exports is likely to drive prices at the pump higher for consumers almost everywhere. In fact, Europe is even more dependent on Russian oil than the U.S. So now the U.S. and European countries are seeking energy sources outside of Russia.
Why are you lying like that with the Europe part? U.S. is, but it could pump for their own gas. But we'll get to that point.
And increased oil production will likely have to come from the U.S., Venezuela, Iran, or OPEC. But ultimately, prices will probably get worse before they get better. Side of Russia. And increased oil production will likely have to come from the U.S.,
which he stopped day one. Biden stopped day one. Funny how that works.
Venezuela.
We'll get into that. You heard. I want you to listen to what the countries.
Iran or OPEC. And increased oil production will likely have to come from the U.S., Venezuela, Iran, or OPEC.
Okay, just want you to hear those creatures. Okay, not bad report, CBS. I'm kind of a little not surprised, but Good report. That's what I said. I get my reports from all over. I don't just get it from no Fox News or MSNBC, or I get it from all over, all over. And I do want to talk about, before we get in deep into this as well too. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this situation. Let me set this up here because it needs to be talked about, of course. Just to say that. So I want to give me a second here. Let me put this in the right. I want to please put my stuff in the right queues. Don't get me wrong. I have my stuff ready to go. I just want to say this part right here. I already know that number. That. And I'm sorry for people who are audio. This is just. I just use trying to make sure you don't have dead air. There we go. I wanted that. So I want to head this up from the get go and just knock this out of the park. And before we stand into this, going into this point, I'm going to read right now or attack or whatever. I've traveled this world, and I have said to Americans, get outside of America. Do not let these media people tell you what the world is. Go out there and experience it. I'll give you an example. My girlfriend Asa, she understands a little bit more about me because she got to see my culture down in the Caribbean. Is a place for her, as she stated, it was cool to see majority of black people, which it is in St. Thomas. So it's something refreshing. It's something different. It's best to you could see it on the TV shows and everything, but sometimes it's good. Not all the time, but sometimes it is good to experience it yourself. Just saying. So I want to go up to Miss Joy Reid. I gotta talk about it. This is MSNBC. I wanna say this. The reason I preface it because of what I want to say next. So let's do that with Miss Joy Reid, shall we?
As MSNBC's Joy Reid, because you're not going to believe this, guys. For her, this is about racism.
Now, what we're seeing in Ukraine is absolutely the worst humanitarian crisis that Europe has seen in decades. But we haven't witnessed the same type of solidarity for the Yemenis as we do for the Ukrainians. We don't see historic sanctions or global campaigns, corporations like Airbnb and Netflix taking a stand. And this is not to say that we shouldn't care this much for Ukraine. Far from it. The point is we should also care this much for refugees and those facing occupation and war in the Middle East and Asia and Africa, too. The coverage of Ukraine has revealed a pretty radical disparity in how human Ukrainians look and feel to Western media compared to their browner and blacker counterparts.
Okay, so I wanted to play that before the damn commercial came on, which is good. I wanted to play that. Right? She's saying, and she went into a whole diatribe about this is all because the black people and all the stuff and all that nonsense. And I'm like, okay, all right, hold up there, young ma'am, older than me, I should say. Let me help you out there, ma'am. Cause she's like, oh, this is because this is because of white people, white on white. Why is the world or why America is so obsessed with this? Okay. She brought up the Yemen thing. Joy, let's be honest. When Yemen got messed up long time under President Obama, you wasn't talking about it. Let's be honest about that. 1, 2, you are correct. There are wars going on all over the world right now. Small little proxy wars compared to this. You ain't reporting on it either. I'll even give you better than that. Remember when when President Obama was in office, and when Mrs. Obama, Michelle Obama, said we need to fight for these young girls and stuff because of the Bakar Abba. I forgot the name of the terrorist type of group. I forgot what it was. I think it's I don't want to say it. It was in Nigeria, the terrorist group that was stealing little girls and boys funny enough that Mr. Obama forgot that, but they were selling young boys and girls and selling them to be sex slaves. This is black on black kind of crime. I think it's the Bakarang, but I could be wrong on that. Just saying that. Remember that had said, we got to save these girls, hashtag save these girls, whatever. Did America went in there and did anything about that? When president and then and all of them had the power, they was up in that power. Did they did anything for those help those girls and boys? Pause. Dramatic effect. No, they did not. Those girls are still getting raped and pulled from their families, and the boys as well too, all till now. So let's not pretend that nonsense. They've been doing that. So, but I am an honest broker. All right, I am an honest broker. I want to talk to you guys. So let's talk. Let's be realistic on this, okay? Which is what I want to say right now. There's many reasons out there why this is a big thing, but I'll give you 2 reasons. Number 2, counting from better to worse, which is that. Number 2, the reason this makes a different joy is because of resources. Always been about resources. That's what they are. That's what they'll fight for. Come on. They're going to fight for resources. There's some countries that are having war right now. They don't have the resources. We're not going to talk about that. You're not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. A lot of people ain't talking about that. So let's be honest about that. They produce. Russia is the third largest country to produce oil. And also for Americans, which they didn't know, 75% of Americans' fertilizer comes from Russia. Oh, great. That's another good thing Americans has done. That the government and businessmen has done. Let's go get manure and fertilizer from a country that's hostile to us. There's one, like I said, there's only one thing Mitt Romney got correct that I like that he said. And I'm not down for this nonsense because he's a horrible man in my opinion. Mitt Romney to me is a
you piece of loser.
But he did said when he told Obama back in the 2012 debate, he did said Russia's going to be your greatest geopolitical problem, but everybody laughed it off. Look what's happening now. Y'all laughed it off, and look what's happening now. That's crazy. 1. And number 2, Miss Jory. The reason why this is that is not because there's no white on white. Russia is a superpower. Let's go back. The world was taken part of in 2001 when America, another superpower, got into with Iraq. The world also took a little stance with China with Hong Kong, but we didn't really do nothing, and then it was quickly dropped because people are scared of China because China makes all of the stuff for us, which again is another bad idea. We need to unplug that tie from China. We need to bring back jobs in there. And I want to bring up a point up here because you're gonna hear me say it later on, but I'll bring up this point right now. A lot of people are saying, "But I'll pay higher gas prices for a healthy conscience," which is bull crap, which is straight up BS bull crap. The people who say that, they're lying. And I'm talking about in the politician roles and also in the celebrity roles. But no, I will pay higher prices for electronics and whatever if we bring all the electronics and all the other stuff job back to America. That will be a more healthier conscience. And y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. 1, we have jobs. 2, the government, for some weird reason, which I never understand, is, hey, Democrats, you like to tax people so much. If you have more people here to tax, you get more money. That's why when the tax revenue went up higher when the economy was good under the last president. When the economy was good, more people was working, that means more tax dollars. So simple. But nope. That's not what it is. And again, do not hit me to BS about, because again, Biden hit me with that thing that always had me laughing. It had me laughing. I want to see if we can show that. I want to see if I could bring that up for people, because this part is he always shout, we did the highest jobs in history, 6 million people. Okay, 6 million people. Okay, and you got that because the economy started to open back up. So I get that. That's what that is. So that's just a rarity. That is not a something you should be really going for. Okay, let's bring this up here. Like I said, I use people's numbers. I don't have to use. I could use multiple people's numbers. Because again, he's using the metric of that. So remember, he said that because remember in August, go ahead, you can do this in August. He's like, oh, I wish I had this clip when he hit with the job stuff. Can we build 6 million? You know what? I might could find a clip. I might could find where Joe Biden said that, because he killed. Again, I want to come with the receipts. I don't want to play around. I want to tell you what's going on with the receipts. Okay, that's just for me. So people who see what I'm talking about. I want to bring up the receipts. So I'm gonna search for this clip. I'm doing this live on air, but I want to prove my point, of course, because that's just, again, I bring my receipts to my job. I don't want to not say what I gotta say about this. So here we go. Let me see here. Nope, that'll be that. I want to bring up that claim. Where is it? Right here. Where is it? Okay, I don't think I'll. Come on. I know that thing just happened just recently. She should be up with the. Let me see if it's that. If it's this one. We have the gas prices and stuff, but I want to talk. I'm gonna get to that. Here we go. Here we go.
Americans are going through.
I get it.
He slammed President
If you shop on Amazon,
Oh, good.
Trump's $2 trillion tax cut and instead argued that his $2 trillion American Rescue Plan led to more jobs in a single year than in the history of the United States, ignoring the fact that those were all jobs that were being regained from the recession, not created from scratch. But that line nevertheless provoked a very early and very awkward applause from Chuck Schumer. Biden then picked economic wins, immediately pulling out the Scranton Joe routine and insisting that he knows what Americans are going through.
I get it.
Okay, so I wanted to get a clip of him saying it, which they talked over it, which just sucked. Bad. Anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up into the screen. Historic year for U.S. jobs, according to the workers quit in 2021. Let me just show this again. I bring my receipts, but I want to show this on the screen to people, so you can see it on the screen. Because he said 6 million people. I remember he said 6 million people did that. I'm like, okay, but here's a problem though, which is what I'm talking about. Even though a record number of people quit last year, the lawmaker made a record. Here's the thing that killed me. This is why he says it's so stupid. Even though the recorded number of people quit their jobs last year, the U.S. labor market still recorded a net employment gain of 6.4 million, and that's what Biden is pushing. Which is like the lady just said a while ago, is because of we coming out of the depression, coming out of the COVID lockdowns. Now you could have that. But here's the thing: 75.3 million workers were hired last year. 68.9 million employers quit last year, and the so-called separation. And 4.7 million, 47 million were voluntary quitters. Okay, you have a lot of people who quit. So how the heck that's a big number to make a difference when so many people quit their jobs? Now, of course, people say, well, they quit their job because they realized they could do a better job, whatever. I already did a video about that already. I probably open mic wrote that if you quit your job and you got a better talent, you got a better value to yourself, and you went out there to learn a different thing or got a better job and started your own company and making money off of that, bravo to you, and you got my admiration. That's that go-getter attitude. If you quit your job and then use the money that they were giving out to you and then now still ain't got a job, what the hell? That's where the problem comes into. All right. That's a big problem, but people don't want to talk about that situation. But going back to what I was saying with what Jory was saying, a lot of countries, the world's going to talk about the country because there are three superpowers: Russia, China, America. Again, here's my thing. I've said it multiple times. And look and this added up to the point. You are now seeing one of the superpowers reacting, which is Russia. You want that country to take over the world. And I've said it again. I have a friend who was born and raised in Russia, who's living in America now. Hell, I even do you one better. I'll do you one better. But I'm going to my friend. He married, like I said, friend and attention waker. He married a friend. He married one of my female friends from the Caribbean. But anyway, he talks about it because his mother was Nigerian, his father's Russian. And how he said how over there was, and it was not like very fun. You basically had to be a suck up. You had to know what you got to do. There was, as he stated before, and I say this again, in Russia, there's no China. At least China have, even though they have a middle class. In Russia, there's no middle class. Y'all the filthy poor, or y'all the filthy rich. That's what that is. And he said there's no middle class in Russia, none. And I believe him because that's why he left Russia. And he said it was not really as great for, and I'm saying that, I'm bringing up a point because he did not say it was, let's put on our thinking caps now. You know, people stupid, individuals smart. He also talked about how he's, listen, I say this to black people. I'm black. Even though Joe Biden said I ain't black. But to black people out there, okay? Wherever you go, any nations that are black, like in the African countries, to the African continent, you still on your own. You want to know why I say that? A lot of people leave America, say America's a bad country. You have the right to that. I have no fault in that. You take up your money, you do your thing, you move to another country. Good for you. Do your thing. Now, if some of y'all start bad mouthing and doing stuff, okay, again, your opinion. I'm not against that. Let me go to Zimbabwe and Africa, or South Africa. When the S hit the fan in those countries, when things were going bad, the economy tanked, nobody was making money, violence was going crazy. The blacks that was like, oh man, America don't know. I'm back in my roots. I know what it's talking about. Blah blah blah. You know the first place those sons of guns went to? The United States Embassy. And now, to carry it to another spot, like I said just before, there was this guy who did a documentary about blacks in Russia and said, oh, Russia treat blacks way better than America. and it details some black people throughout the story. Okay, that's good. But the main character was this black kid who premiered in as a child star, was in one of Russia's biggest films, because they were talking about having this black kid was adopted, and he was the kid in that film. And it was a groundbreaking film in Russia. Not denying that, it was. And they're interviewing him and everything. He said, yes, these people treated me nice. I heard stuff from, America's this, and blah, 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 and blee, 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 and blah, 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 this again. Right? That's what he said. And let me, you know what? So, yeah, Russia's great. Russia's this, blah, blah, blah. That's what he's saying, right? Now, when they were interviewing him, he was an older man. And you would think that older man would be in Russia. They interviewed him in Russia, talking about Russia and how Russia was good and everything, and treated black people better. And I gotta say to the film, I wish I remember the name of the film, the documentary, because again, if you turn off your critical thinking, you were thinking, oh, that's all great. And most black people fall for it. Like, I saw the comment section and everything. But I'm like, put two together. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, old man, I got a question for you. You said this is all good and everything, right? Okay. But you're being interviewed in America, in Washington, D.C. Why? Oh, because of the welfare state of America, you in Washington, D.C. Why are you not in Russia? Oh, wait, they don't have a welfare state, and they don't take care of their people just as well as you thought. So I'm like, you kind of contradict yourself in the documentary, dude. You can't say Russia was good for black people when the number one the person you feature the most in there is not living in Russia, and is living off of the state. Because he could do it in America, he can't do it in Russia. That's the part that's like, what are you talking about? That's the crazy part, son. Seriously. That undermines your, how should I say, story. That's the way I look at it as. Okay. So we got that nonsense out of the way, okay? Let's do. So yes, the war in the Ukraine, and again, some of the Ukrainians treating black people in Ukraine bad because of the whole war and all that stuff is, yes, I'm not gonna deny it. I said I did look at the go back to the last episode of Project Open Mic and see that I show that. But let's not pretend that that's all the case. You come to find out, the Ukrainians asked some of the immigrants from Africa to help out in the war. They said no. Okay, so then you are an immigrant. You're not a full citizen. So we're gonna give all the help to the full citizens, and you don't want to help us, so you be on your way. That's just how the reality of the world works. Like I said again, you're basically on your own. It sucks. And again, all the African embassies that's in Ukraine, you think, like I just said about the U.S. embassy, did they help the people? No, they packed their bags and zipped the hell out. They don't care. Africa is corrupt as hell. That's what I said. That's why I said all the time, evil comes in all shapes, sizes, of colors, country. It made no difference. Evil's evil. Like there's no evil black people out there. There's evil black people. There's evil white people. There's evil Mexican people. There's evil Africans. There's even Chinese. There's evil people on this planet. We are not apparently good. For some reason, some people like to think, oh, human beings are apparently good. No, we're not. No, we're not. We have choices. We have freedom. The person who chooses to go do some horrible stuff is crazy. Like literally, there are people who were like in not convoys, in trucks and cars leaving Ukraine, and they just flow down and bomb them. And of course, I like how what do you call it? And Putin's like, oh, we're doing this because of neo-Nazis. Really?
No, son of a bitch!
That's a lie, because you guys blew up one of the oldest Jewish savior camps in a way when you're in World War II, whatever, you blow that up. And Zelensky, his grandparents and stuff got, brutally bad because Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, if you don't know, he's Jewish and he's a Nazi.
Oh no!
Yeah, okay, all right. Believe that narrative. I don't believe that narrative at all, but whatever. You guys do what you gotta do. Because that itself is just bat crazy. So let's go ahead now with some of these let's get down into the nitty gritty with the gas prices. Let's knock this out of the park and get it out of the way, the narrative. I've showed you last week. Day one, well, day two, really per way, but day one, the president of the United States stopped majority of our oil production on the United States. So an executive order to stop it. The Keystone Pipeline, which was never done, but Canada has a ton of oil. America has a ton of oil, but nah, I never understand this to environmentalists. Come in close. We gotta talk. Let's talk here. I myself understand clean energy, and I want clean energy. Again, I got solar power on my roof and everything. I want clean energy. Okay, I want that. Okay, but let's talk here. Do you think, because everybody else like we gotta step down our carbon footprint or whatever, there are three major countries that produces the most pollution on this planet are the same people who signed the Paris Agreement Accord, who say, in other words, they don't care about this stuff, but well, America got out of the Paris Agreement Accord, that's just such a bad thing. China don't give a rat's ass about they're building coal plants and doing all this stuff like that. 1, 2. India, they got a lot of people to feed and do a lot of stuff as well too. They don't care either. Russia, as we just learned, they don't give a flying flip either. So when those three countries who signed the Paris Agreement Accord, and they're polluting more than America 10 times over if you put all of them combined, why don't we just, I don't know, this is something crazy. We have regulatory things. Now, I don't like the government. I'm a libertarian, but I do understand where regulations happen. We do have that. So why don't we get oil here? And if a company goes out whack, again, make sure that they don't be a crony capitalism kind of thing. I hate that. Or oligarch. But drop the bad hammer on them. When BP said the oil spin, you drop the hammer on them. They spend a lot of money with it. The Exxon Valdez problem, same thing happened. Let's do that. Because we do it because we have this kind of situation. We do it more safer than the other countries. Because again, China don't care. India don't care. Russia definitely don't care as well. Why don't we do that? So like I said, day one, stop production, stop oil leases, whatever. All right. I like Jen Psaki. She says, like, if we had a key line pump, it wouldn't help nothing. Really?
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
If we have more oil on the market, we will the price will come down because we have more supply. It's very simple, Jen Psaki. Why you gotta make it more difficult than it needs to be? I don't get it. She's horrible at her job, really. And a point that you're gonna see going after this, I want to talk about. President Biden did not choose his team, and trust me, I could give Trump the same problem too, because I was like, why you choose Fauci? Horrible person, horrible person. Bannon is another one. Brenton should have another one. Horrible person. So choosing the right people makes a difference. All of Biden's hires were basically diversity hires. They want the bestest, they want the brightest, which you'll see what I want to point out. They're not the bestest, they're not the brightest, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, they don't know what they do. A lot of people used to say, okay, what was it? What do you call it? Dr. Ben. How is it? He should have been a Surgeon General, which I agree on that point. I'm not gonna deny it. I agree on that point, and he should be but housing, he should be head of housing. That don't make no sense. Again, critical thinking is gone from this country. I could tell you that it's going. They're making you guys stupider and stupider and stupider. Ben Carson grew up in the ghetto system. He knew what the system was all about. And if you really go and see what his department did under President Trump, he did a really good job. He really did. To help a lot of people in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., some of these crazy ghetto heights, and help them get out of things and do stuff. Are some of those programs going to continue? No. Again, Biden shut them down. So again, I always love a lot of Democrats, and again, not Democrats, the people, Democrats, the party itself, and the people in charge, like Nancy Pelosi, whatever. I like how they always like, we are for the poor people. The hell you ain't. You were never for the poor. Y'all never for the poor people. Y'all for the rich and the celebrity. That's all y'all are. It's like it's cool to be that. No, it's not. But you're gonna see some of the people that Joe Biden hired, like a Pete Buttigieg for transport, particularly transportation. Oh, that was a good hire. Jen Psaki, again, horrible person. Yilin Yi from Miss Yi, I can't forget for Treasury Secretary. Oh, great job. And also Judge Johnson, the guy for war, which again I told you about it. He got $5 billion to help Afghan soldiers, and he spent it on only 5 soldiers that was capable of doing what he needed to do. So you're telling me America spent $1 billion per soldier? I know that'll happen, so I apologize about that. Can't find my my cord. Bring that up there. Sorry for the harsh light. But that's how we're gonna do things? Are you kidding me? That makes sense. Okay. So let's go into this. So okay, day one, Keystone Xl Pipeline gone. All 60-year moratorium on all the gas leases that they have on government lands, which he said it's gonna be only 60 days, and we're gonna figure it out. Oh, wait a minute, no, they canceled it. All right, which I'll show you that too. So let's get more into this. Sorry about that for all that, but I just had to set up the situation so people could understand what's really going on here. Okay. And it's so crazy that my girlfriend, when I showed her some of the prices, some crazy prices that's been going on, they're getting up to $7 to $8 in places, man. A gallon for regular. Holy smoke. And she was like, that's a impeachable offense. I was like, okay, I laughed out loud when she texted me back, but that is crazy though. That is crazy. Let's look at this. Let's go. Make sure I got the right thing up. Don't need this. So we're gonna go into the nonsense of what is that. Looking at my notes here, let's go at I gotta do the jump thing. So let's first debunk this one thing. Joe Biden said that the gas price is all Putin's fault. Really? Gas prices was going up before Putin attacked Ukraine. And we all know Putin was going to attack Ukraine. If you're a smart person, you heard when I said this last year. I said if he takes over, Putin will attack Ukraine and China's going to take over Taiwan. It's going to happen. It's sad. It should not happen. But let's listen to Joe Biden back and his ideas. And this is the people. A lot of people voted for. 81 million people voted for this guy. I was not one of them.
Of 2021, claiming that gas prices were going to come down.
Gas prices, because some states are seeing...
Gas prices relate to a foreign policy initiative that is about something that goes beyond the cost of gas. And we're about $3.30 a gallon most places now, when it's up from, was down in the single digits, a dollar plus. And that's because of the supply being withheld by OPEC. And so there's a lot of negotiation that is... There's a lot of Middle Eastern folks want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I'm going to talk to them, but the point is, it's about gas production. There's things we can do in the meantime, though.
Do you?
Okay, I want to focus on. I'm gonna play this part again. Focus on. I'm gonna share a part you should focus on, because you're gonna hear it comes back and bite us in the butt because of what he just said.
In most places now, when it's up from, was down in the single digits, a dollar plus. And that's because of the supply being withheld by OPEC. And so there's a lot of negotiation that is...
Listen carefully. This is going to put a pin in this, what he's going to say. It's going to come back. And it came back and bite us in the butt big time.
There's a lot of Middle Eastern folks want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I'm going to talk to them, but...
You're not sure you're going to talk to them?
The point is, it's about gas production. There's things we can do in the meantime, though.
Do you think there's do you have a timeline for gas prices of when you think they may start coming down?
My guess is you'll start to see gas prices come down as we get by and going into the winter, into next year in 2022. I don't see anything that's going to happen in the meantime that's going to significantly reduce gas prices.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Another voice you're hearing is Dave Rubin. I'm using his video footage because it's just ridiculous, because he got some, for the visuals, again, for those who listen to the podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and wherever you're getting your podcast from for audio, you can check out our YouTube channel is Project Over Mike on YouTube, or T3 Records on Facebook, or Project Over Mike on Twitch TV, Live TV, Live Now, Rumble as well too. If you want to check out these stuff that we're talking about, to see the videos. So I'll rather let Ruben talk this over, because he's putting up visual statements on the screen that from news organization or from places.
If you pray to a power beyond us, a God, one God, if you're polytheistic, if you pray to many gods, now is the time to pray. Because if you think that man is in charge, we have got a huge problem on our hands. Whether he actually is in charge, or if he's not in charge, we have another problem on our hands.
Yes,
There's a big issue here. All right, so the usual muddled, stammering, just nonsense out of him. Okay, so be it. Gas prices obviously have not been going down. They are exploding, to the point that even the New York Times, yes, I'm going to quote the New York Times to show you that I am a fair arbiter of communicating news. We've got some info from the New York Times. They're even covering the ridiculousness right now from the Times. The average price of a gallon of regular gasoline reached $4.173 on Tuesday, according to AAA, surpassing the previous high in July 2008, when the national average was $4.114. The prices are not adjusted for inflation. Tuesday's average represented an increase of about 72 cents from a month ago, including about 55 cents in the past week. That's completely bananas.
You heard what he just said. So in the last month, gas prices went up 72 cents. And then in this past week, it went up an extra 55 cents. That's crazy.
President Biden on Tuesday announced a ban on importing Russian energy into the United States. Russia is a major producer of oil and natural gas, and Western countries had been avoiding Russia's energy sector when imposing sanctions, conscious of the potential economic pain it could bring home. But Mr. Biden has come under increasing pressure from Congress to cut off Russian oil. Now, you also may remember last week we covered it where Psaki said, you know, we're going to put in the most intense sanctions. Oh, my God, we're going to do sanctions like nobody's ever seen before. They're going to be banana sanctions. It's crazy. And then we found the Deputy Energy Secretary saying, no, we're not going to do anything with Russian oil because, you know, we need that oil. Here's Joe Biden saying he's going to do everything he possibly can so that Putin can't screw us.
Build up on Ukrainian borders. Just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And with this action, it's going to go up further. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
Putin's price hike? What? Okay.
Joe, you're going to do everything you can to minimize Putin's price hike? You're not going to believe this. Connor, give me an image. Thank you. This is from CNBC. Remember the Keystone Pipeline? And it was going to bring an awful lot of gas from Canada, Western Canada, Alberta area, and they were going to bring it down here to the United States. Well, I'm going to just read it right there because I don't think Joe remembers about this thing that he canceled right when he became president. Keystone Pipeline officially canceled after Biden revokes key permit. And what is the Keystone Pipeline? I got 2 bullets for you. Keystone XL was halted by owner TC Energy after U.S. President Joe Biden this year revoked a key permit needed for a U.S. stretch of 1,200-mile project. And here's the key part. If you're not sure exactly what this thing is, the Keystone XL Pipeline was expected to carry 833,000 barrels a day of Alberta oil sands crude to Nebraska. Now that's pretty interesting because he just said that he was going to do everything he could, but actually when he became president, he screwed us big time.
Let me be clear about 2 other points. First, it's simply not true that my administration or policies are holding back domestic energy production.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Serious, old man? Seriously, old man?
That's simply not true.
Am I having deja vu? What's going on over here? Can I see that image again? Because he's saying it has nothing to do with him. Here's a headline from CNBC. What? This is Groundhog Day, people. Keystone Pipeline officially canceled after Biden revokes key permit. Didn't we just hear that guy say it has nothing to do with him?
You can't make this stuff up.
Isn't that what we just heard? And I just told you that Keystone would have given us 510,000 barrels a day and we get 600 roughly from Russia. So it would have kind of been a wash.
It wouldn't be a wash because Keystone Pipeline was expected to carry 830,000 barrels per day from Alberta, Canada to America. Russia gave us 600,000 barrels a day, so it would have been a positive, a net positive. Good grief, good grief. But you know what? Let's look at the crystal ball here. I want to listen to the crystal ball. Let's. There's a guy who said that this might happen other than me, but y'all didn't like this person. Okay, you didn't. I got you.
They juxtaposed it with something that Gay Pete said. Take a look.
We have more oil than anybody, okay? And it's an incredible thing that it's happened over the last few years, a lot of great things, and you're paying, what, $2 a gallon for your gasoline? That's okay. You know what that's like? That's
I remember the $2.15 I used to pay.
like a tax cut. That's bigger than a tax cut.
Yes, it is.
If Biden got in, you'd be paying $7, $8, $9. Didn't they say, get rid of your car?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Last month, we announced a $5 billion investment to build out a nationwide electric vehicle charging network so that people from rural to suburban to urban communities can all benefit from the gas savings of driving an EV.
You can't make this stuff up.
So there you go. I don't want to get banned from YouTube, but the orange man was right. Gas was going to get close to $7, and maybe it'll get to 8 or 9 if this war continues to get ramped up and everything that we do here is completely mismanaged by that elderly gentleman. And then, of course, really what this all leads us to is that what they really, I think at this point, and I don't want to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but what they're really leading us to is they are trying to destroy the fossil fuel industry. They are trying to get us off all of the stuff that has created more wealth and prosperity and brought more people up than could have ever possibly been imagined, right? Over the last 100 years, let's say. And they want us on their Green New Deal. And they want everyone on electric cars and everything else. Now, as I said yesterday, and I've said many times, I'm not inherently against renewable energy, of course.
Am I.
But that doesn't mean it's the best right now in the midst of this crisis.
Not even this crisis. It's not gonna get us off of what's going on when energy happens. So let's go this. So let's see what this has.
Let's
here.
get to it. President Biden is scrambling to contain soaring oil prices, which closed at more than $123 a barrel on Monday. It speaks volumes about his administration that it's seeking help from Vladimir Putin's client in Venezuela and our estranged Saudi allies rather than U.S. shale producers or Canadian friends. That's
so, and that is from Wall Street Journal, and that's the part that killed me when buying stuff. It puzzles the brain. I thought you just said you don't want to talk to these people, but you're gonna meet Saudis and you're gonna talk to them. Remember I tell you put a pin in the other thing and still keep a pin into that because I'm gonna show you how it still come back and bite us in the butt. But this is the part right there. Just say that we're gonna go to the Saudis and ask them and OPEC and everything. Hey, give us more oil. We had oil. I did the what do you call it? I did the analogy, like if you love apples and you had an apple tree in your backyard and it was a tree and it was a healthy tree and it had all this apples in here and but you cut down the tree and then you still cut down a tree and you gotta go down to the grocery store to buy apple juice and apple stuff when you had apples in your backyard for free. That's the part that is crazy to me.
That's right. That's right. Come back to me for 1 second. Yes, because now Russia is bad guys. We going to Venezuela because suddenly they're good guys. Okay, let's keep going.
No, they're not.
The Trump administration in early 2019 sanctioned Venezuela's state oil company, PDVSA, to squeeze Nicolas Maduro's brutal regime, which has impoverished the country, persecuted political opponents, and sent millions of refugees across the region. Come back to me for just a sec. But we're cool with that now because they're not Russians, so it's all good. We'll buy your oil. Okay. But Venezuela continues to pump about 800,000 barrels a day with help from Russia and Iran. The Venezuelan has returned the favor by supporting Mr. Putin's war on Ukraine and denounced the West's economic war against the Russian people. Come back to me for a second. So you see what's happening here. We're buying, or we're going to buy gas from Venezuela, who are kind of in cahoots with Putin in the first place. But okay, let's keep going.
That's the, again, put a pin in all that stuff because, again, this comes back a little later on, too. So that's how crazy this gets.
Axios also reports that the president is considering a personal visit to Saudi Arabia to patch up relations with the crown prince.
Wait. Why he gotta go patch a relationship with the crown prince? I thought Biden said these people want to talk to him. And was that in the clip that we just played that he said, oh, I'm going to talk to these people. These people want to talk to me, which I'm not. Let's go back. Let's see that again. Let's hear that part again. I want to hear that part again. Let's make sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I'm going to talk to them, but the point.
I'm not sure I'm going to talk to them. Oh, okay. But you're now going to do considering a personal visit to the Saudi Arabia prince to patch up relationship with the.
What the fuck?
At the same time, the administration has been seeking rapprochement to Iran, which has been backed by the, oh my goodness, Yemen. Oh, hey, Joy Reid, what about the Yemens now, huh? You gonna talk about them? I don't know. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this. It's ridiculous. It literally is ridiculous. Okay. So you get the gist of what's going on, right? Which I pointed. People will say about, oh, the president does not, how the president does not make gas prices. That is correct. The president does not make gas prices. But here's the thing. But they make laws and rules that affect gas prices. Trump made rules that affect gas prices, which were cheaper. Obama made rules that affect gas prices, which were higher. Bush made rules that affect gas prices, which was higher. See, it's not up, down, whatever. It was higher. And yes, to the Republicans out there, let me talk to that, because again, I got my disdain for the Democrats, but the Republicans out there, please, okay, stop the bull crap with the whole we're gonna be patriotic one, and then we're gonna say, oh, let's go give money to Ukraine and all this stuff. It's funny enough, all the other countries always hate Ukraine, but when there's a war, when there's war, there's famine, there's earthquakes, there's natural disasters, the first country to give money to these countries always is U.S. It's always the USA and taxpayer money like us. I'm gonna against it, but it's like funny, like, oh, I don't like this thing, but you benefit from it still, even though you're not part of it. The great evil that is America. Oh, my building has fallen down. America, can you come help me and look for my daughter, look for my child? Yeah, who's the first one that does that? That's why I say get out of the country. You'll find out about a lot of this stuff. One. Another thing that kind of like, in a way, like irks me out of this is, again, we don't have the smartest and brightest people. We just don't. A lot of people are like, oh, the oil companies to make a lot of money in this. No. Go to Google, good old Google it in, and you'll find out most of the prices. The oil company cannot make very much more than the taxes that the government take out. So out of the prices that come out of the gas that everybody's talking about, and buying, like, oh, the oil companies, and they're like, oh, let's look into the oil companies to see what happened. Of course, nothing's going to happen because they're not going to find nothing. Like I said before in a previous video, the government gets the same amount of money from gas price for the gas at the pump as the oil companies. So don't let them lie to you, tell you about, oh, his oil company's getting. No, hey, government, you get about $1.50, depending on which state you are or whatever. But I'll go with California because that's the biggest one. And with the gas prices, you get $1.50. The oil company, you get $1.43, and then the rest. And the government, I'm talking about like the government of California and the federal. So you get money from the gas just as much as the oil companies. So stop that nonsense. They just lie to you a lot. And again, I've said it before, I'll state it here for a second multiple times. You think if we get off, say that we magically, which is never going to happen, magically we got off for oil, for gas, and we got all EV cars. You ain't think the freaking government gonna put on a tax on electricity for cars? How foolish are they? They're not gonna go away from that money. They're not. Example. 2 examples. One in North Carolina, one in California. In California, since we're there. In California, when people stop using gas, so that the younger generation right now is coming up using Ubers and stuff like that, and the gas is that. So they put California put a gas price. They got a gas tax high, so they can say, oh, people get off of oil. Okay, when people stop using the gas as much, what did they did? They raised the gas tax because too much people are getting off of gas. I'll give you an example here in North Carolina. There's a county called Hillsborough County. For a couple of years, this is way back, but a couple of years back, we had a drought. So they said that we're gonna be making sure we're gonna find people with tax bills so they don't use a lot of the waters. Okay, the drought came and it passed, and then they found out we're not getting that much revenue from the water bill that we had to do. So what did they do? They raised taxes. Because people was using less water, they raised the taxes higher. How would that make sense? The government's gonna tax electricity like crazy. If that ain't gonna happen, because I'm gonna be sorry for anybody out there. We're gonna be 6 feet under, because that ain't gonna happen. Electric cars is not gonna take. There was like 2%. Yeah, only 2% of electric cars sold last year. Only 2% of all cars that was born in America, 2% was electric cars. 2, not 3, not 5, not 10, not even 20. 2. Which I'm gonna point out again. 1, the government thinks you're stupid. 2, I said people are stupid. I'll admit that, but they think they're doing it the stupid way different than I am. But they think you're stupid. And 2, they are so disconnected from the regular people, and you people need to understand that. The rich is gonna get rich, the poor are gonna fight for their crumbs, and we, the middle class, is getting bent over without even the lube, not even a spit job to say, oh, okay, that's easy there. Nah, and Uncle Joe is like, get ready, you ready or not? Here I come. Seriously. It's that crazy. And I want to state this right here. Remember I played this clip. The news media is full of S, literally. Before the war, let's go back. Let's go back to the past by a couple months, and let's see what the news media was saying when gas prices went up $1 and a couple cents over a year. Let's do that, shall we? Let's just listen to what the news media was saying back then.
At home, Americans are finally getting some relief. Finally, right? Good news, people. We talk so much about bad news. Oh my gosh, inflation. Blah, blah, blah. This is good news. Gas prices are heading south, down. A government forecast says that they could drop below $3 a gallon. Whew.
$3 a gallon. Well, ain't I'm shocked that the government was wrong again.
Some economic relief, however minor. Americans are paying a little less at the pump after weeks of rising energy.
4 cents, 5 cents. That's a relief. That's a relief in y'all crazy heads.
Prices.
Relief for the United States as energy costs drop.
That pain that you've been feeling at the pump, it may be short-lived.
There is finally some relief at the pump.
Good news at the pump.
Finally getting some relief, as you mentioned.
The national average price of gas dropped 4 cents in the last week.
Yeah.
Kids, pack up the car, because we're going out there, because good God, Uncle Joe helped us out and gas prices went down 4 cents. Let me look at this chart that I see on my screen right here. Let me see. $3.35. When we were lower than $2, but I digress. Last week it was $3.39. And last month it was $3.42. Oh my gosh. We are doing great. Oh my goodness. What? You guys should be happy.
Gas dropped nearly a nickel in the last week. It's a 7-week low. It's moving in the right direction.
The average is now at a 7-week low.
Actually, a 7-week low. Slightly lower gas prices, so that's good news.
Yeah, this is the kind of positive news we wanted.
Really good economic news, including dropping gas prices.
Gas prices will tumble below $3 a gallon soon, so that's good news.
This is the news media.
A person familiar with the White House's thinking told me today that lower prices at the pump are good news.
And I do think we have to note that gas prices and natural gas, for example, going way down.
There are plenty of signs that the U.S. economy is strong.
This economy moving in the right direction. It's not perfect. There are
people who cannot see, who listen to Spotify and the rest of audio podcasts, I pause this on this for a real reason. The economy is going okay, right? The jobless claims hit a 52-year low, which was bull crap. CNN. Why? When you lost over 78 million, not 78, yeah, it was 78 people when I showed it in the previous before. 78 million people quit their jobs. How you? I swear. These guys are full of crap. But let's look at. I want to look at our let's listen. Okay, with all this stuff going on, right? Let's listen to our president when they talk about the Ukraine and everything stuff. Let's look at that, because that part right there is puzzling to me. So let's listen to our press secretary. I mean, not press secretary. Sorry, not Jen Psaki. Let's look into our secretary of transportation. Hey, Pete, tell us what's about this, huh? Because I need to know. I need to know how I should cope with all this crazy gas prices.
$5 billion investment to build out a nationwide electric vehicle charging network so the people from rural to suburban to urban communities can all benefit.
Nani? I already done debunked that thing already. That much money toward that, those things are not gonna do that. Once they're gonna do few pumps, few stations for electricity, not a lot. One. And two, the reason there's so many gas stations in America because of the private sector, not the government that did that. Let's digress further beyond that.
From the gas savings of driving an EV.
And we also
driving an EV, again, it has its problems, which we'll get to. But I want to just show the tone deaf of this.
Also had Kamala Harris echo similar sentiments.
Our transportation sector has reached a turning point. We are all in the midst of a turning point. We have the technology to transition to a zero-emission fleet.
What the fuck? No, we're not. And I why you always talk? They say she talks to people like they're stupid little kids. One, two. No, we're not. There's no country on this planet. None. Even in the northern countries that y'all always look up to, there's no country on the planet that's zero. There's zero net. None. You can't. Again. I've said again. Let's mix some stuff together. A little solar, a little wind, a little geothermal, a little nuclear power, which is the most cleanest out of everything. If you think about it, yes, it has. If it gets misused, it can be devastating. But if it's used correctly, its waste is contained and it's very small and it doesn't cause any problems. Unless, like I said, hopefully not on a fault line or basically where a tidal wave is, just Japan or whatever Japan is and everything. Nuclear power and gas. Let's use all of these things and have a transition in that regard. We're not there. No country is there yet. So that's crazy. And let me let the vice president finish and say what she got to say.
Our administration, together, all of us, is working to make that.
Get away with a great.
Apologize for that one, for that part right there.
A reality.
I know it's a meme at this point to even mention it, but my goodness, that woman really is far and away one of the most unlikable figures in politics that I can think of right now. And aside,
yes, she is, and she's a very evil person that I've talked about before about stuff. But I want to talk about this part right here. I have to, because this is what I want us to point out. Okay. Remember, I don't go to a lot of these. You know what? Let me play this clip. This is one of the reasons I don't listen to celebrities that much. I want to play this other clip. Now, even though right at this moment, I'm more agree with this person now, because I said before, if you're talking truth, I'm not gonna. If you're talking truth and facts, why whatever, I'm not gonna go against that. Even if it's a person who I don't like, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm not gonna be a jerk about it. But I do want to talk about. Let me see. I should be able to find that. Hopefully, I can find that clip. Nope, nope, nope. I thought I had it here, which is with what his name is. Bill, not Bill. Yeah, oh yeah, Bill Maher. That's the one I was trying to see. I don't think I have that clip, which is sad. Dang it. When Bill Maher said, because he didn't like Trump, he said, if there's a way to get rid of Trump, which is the recession, bring on the recession. Hey, Bill, again, that was a jerk move because you worth $100 million. Just say that. Well, you got your recession now, and see how many people like that. And like I said, I didn't forget that when you said that. When you have a golden parachute that could jump off the plane and everything right now. And it took a while for you to get out of your Trump deranged syndrome to now talk sense. Amazingly. But here's another person who is talk nonsense. Let me roll. Let's listen to Mr. Colbert.
The average gas price in America hit an all-time record high of over $4 per gallon. Okay, that stings, but a clean conscience is worth $1 or $2. I'm willing to pay. It's important. Right. It's important. I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
I love the little.
Son of a bitch!
All right, so you just heard Stephen Colbert with his dumb stuff, and again, I like that part right there. Oh yeah, I like this because we get for the consciousness, which again, don't let no politician put you in that nonsense, because I'm gonna tell you something right now as well too. All the companies who are using this as we're taking money from, and even companies I like, it's like, we're gonna stop doing this because of Russia doing this. We're gonna stop doing it because of that. A lot of the reasons why these companies are saying that because they want to be full face with some things. Okay, they want to be full face with some things. I'm like, but to be honest with you, you were not gonna make any money. So stop pretending. Shell was like, well, we're bad because Russia got into Ukraine. We're gonna stop taking oil from Russia because of the sanctions, and also because the ruble ain't worth nothing. You was not gonna make the money anyway. So stop pretending. We're doing this because of the good of our heart. Please, you kill us. You would kill a baby just to get more oil so you can make more money. You profits, you businessmen. So do not again insult my intelligence. Just like I said, one of my the gaming companies. I love Nintendo. I like that stuff. And when I see them put it out, we stand with this, and we're gonna stop selling Nintendo games and stuff in Russia and all that stuff. Like, how you gonna sell games to something that's worth no money? And the reason I said it because you're not selling a lot of money in Zimbabwe, because what? If it's $9 billion for bread, that's bread. What do you think it is for a video game? Again, so stop lying, okay? Companies, cut the crap. Cut the crap. All right. And also, I want to put this point out too, because even Elon Musk, when she was like, Elon Musk, who's head of Tesla, funny enough, but he never talks about Tesla. He never says Teslas and stuff in his speech because Tesla's not a union job. That's what it is. Elon Musk, I'll put it on the screen, said, even a person who like him, obviously this would negatively affect Tesla as well. When people say, we need to get more gas, electric cars, whatever. Elon Musk said, obviously this would negatively affect Tesla, but a sensible energy solution simply cannot react to intensify to make instantaneously to make up for the Russian oil and gas exports. Even he's not that stupid. Elon Musk is a smart man. He's autistic, and he's a smart person. He knows that. Even a guy who wants to have electric cars and stuff, and he made money from that. He knows we're not gonna be a net zero. We're not gonna do that. How you get the batteries? The batteries is polluted. I've said that many times before. Just to get the battery for the car. And then when the batteries are done, what are you gonna do with the batteries after the fact? It's still pollution. That's why, like Thomas always says, it's basically not a choice. It is a trade-off. What's the trade-off? Everything has a trade-off. You're making that party. But getting back to you heard what he said. This is again a man. He said he don't care if gas prices get $15. Why? Because he has a Tesla. And people clapped and cheered like idiots. Whoa! Whoa! You worth $100 million as well too, Stephen Colbert. What the hell? And the same now, George Takei, just a couple of years ago, he was like, "Oh, I'm not a proud American." Now you're a proud American. Now saying this is the price we got to pay for freedom and all that stuff. Get
what? What the fuck?
We just said, see what Biden just said. He's going to go to countries that does just as worse and bad evils as Russia. They didn't invade into a country. That's true. Do they kill their people? Yes. Do they starve their people? Yes. We're going into them. And you saw what Venezuela just said. We're not going to go with, even though people went to talk to Venezuela. You're like, no, we don't want to go part of that. We're going to stick with Russia. You see the S? Are you serious? A clean conscience, Colbert? You mean the Saudis and all those countries who do horrible stuff to the LGBTQ community and all that stuff and women and everything? Oh, those countries? Oh, okay. And then Maduro, who, like I said, who kills his opposition, kills his people, starve his people. Yeah, no. Clean conscience. My butt, you are lying. You lie. You guys are lying. And again, it's not bad that Joe Biden stopped. It was not bad that he signed the executive order to stop oil getting into the country. I mean, that we produce our own oil. Sorry, that we produce our own oil. Going back to the beginning, that's what I said. Take a pen. Let's pull a pen out of this thing. Remember this video when I said it was this is stupid what this woman said again. She don't know what she's talking about. She was high because it's a she. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing for nobody. That's what it was. So I want to put up here. I want to put up this situation right here. Listen to the question. And remember what I said. This is a stupid idea to do. Stupid. You stop oil, but now you... anyway, stupid idea, okay? Let's play this clip. Let's play. Listen to the question and listen to the reaction of our energy secretary. Oh, good grief.
Plan to increase oil production in America.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
No, it's pathetic. During the Trump administration, the United States became a net total energy exporter. But thanks to Joe Biden, we're now relying on geopolitical adversaries for the bulk of our energy supply, putting our national security at risk, all in the name of clean energy.
I also want to briefly address one myth about inflated gas prices. They're not due to environmental measures. My effort to combat climate change is not raising the price of gas or increasing its availability. What it's doing, it's increasing the availability of jobs.
Right.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. But again, you heard this. Like I said, I want to go back to this. Remember, to hear the question: what is the price equality
for Granholm?
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
She laughed, and I got the other part of it where her answer was, "We should not have the magic word. The OPEC is a cartel." Oh, that's a smart idea. You call the people who can give us gas a cartel. Oh, that's a smart idea. But let's hear more of this woman's smart idea before I get into what I need to show, and then we finish it up.
Speed up the efforts at DOE to move in more of a renewable direction.
If you suffer from digestive issues,
really? Sorry about that. Like I said, I try to give the guys their dues for using their videos instead of just cutting the video off like that. So I apologize for that. That's how I do it.
Move in more of a renewable direction, since this is going to have an impact on people at the pump.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously are all in on making sure that we meet the president's goals of getting to 100% clean electricity by 2035.
We're not going to get there.
And net zero carbon emissions by 2050.
Yeah, you're shaking your head because you know you're not going to get there. You're going to be dead before even that happens. So stop.
And, you know, if you drive an electric car, this would not be affecting you, clearly.
We're working through an energy transition. And we've got to start by adding energy. And the reality is we have to take some time to get off of oil and gas. We recognize this. This is a transition.
Transition. And Pete Buttigieg was like, oh, why don't you go and buy a Tesla? Again, remember, this is telling people this stuff, right? Tesla. I'll get back to the Tesla stuff. So let's go back. Remember, you call OPEC a cartel. Joe Biden said at the beginning, these people want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to them. So when they wanted to talk to you, you did not talk to them. So you know what happened? This is what happened. Listen carefully now. Here's what the Saudis saying now to Joe Biden.
We're now looking ahead to is we're waiting for remarks from the U.S. President Joe Biden. One of the measures he might announce is the release of a strategic reserve of oil and gas. The United States is a producer of crude. But will he then be, in your view, on the telephone to the king or the crown prince to talk a little bit about whether or not they too can help out by pumping out more oil?
Yeah, I think we have to put things into context. Last year, President Biden blamed the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the fossil fuel at the climate summit. And subsequently, Francois, 1 week later, he asked Riyadh to increase its oil production.
What the fuck? You heard that, right? You heard that. You guys are the problem for climate change. Hey, can you give us a little bit more oil? I swear Joe Biden's a crackhead. You tell me that makes sense to you. Huh?
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
Thank you. It doesn't. That's crazy. You call them bad people, and then you gonna come a week later, yeah, give us more oil. Who negotiate? How do people negotiate that badly? Anyway, let me go back a little bit and play for you.
Context. Last year, President Biden blamed the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the fossil fuel at the climate summit. And subsequently, Francois, 1 week later, he asked Riyadh to increase its oil production to lower the prices of oil. And it was a way to throw the blame on Saudi so he can cover up his primary responsibility for all his missteps after he knocked down the U.S. shale oil industry. So
are you saying that the Crown Prince won't pick up the phone?
It's not about picking up the phone. The U.S. will always remain as the most strategic ally, not only partner, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But at the same time, the current administration has made a lot of mistakes against the custodian of the two holy mosques, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the center of Islam, by calling it a pariah. So you call Saudi Arabia a pariah the moment you don't think you need it, and the moment you need Saudi Arabia, you call it a partner. Saudi Arabia doesn't like to play these games. So I think the United States, the ball is in the court of the United States to rectify the trajectory.
Yeah, so this...
Okay, there you go. There you have it. See how all that craziness is, how that come together? Yes, senile old man. Everything is your problem. So Saudi Arabia Emirates leaders declined calls from Biden during the Ukraine crisis. Yeah, because you played it. You try to play both sides. You tried and it didn't work. You're not that smart, son. You're just not. You're not that smart. And again, for your lower youngerlings like Pete Buttigieg and Miss and Ghana, who you just heard, they say about, oh, you should have no problem. Let's. What did she say again? What she said again? Let's play the part. Let me see what she said again. She said that, you know, if you because I want to talk about that. I want to She said that you could get the car. I'm gonna let me see if I can find. I need to find. Okay, yeah. So she said you could go and do what now?
Electricity by 2035 and net zero carbon emissions by 2050. And, you know, if you drive an electric car, this would not be affecting you. Clearly.
This will not affect you. Yes, it does. Let's go down the stupid path, these people, shall we? People would be, oh, go get it yourself for Tesla electric cars. Oh, really? Okay. Hey, let's go to the average person. You're making good money. You make about $30,000 a year, $50,000 the average Americans make. I hope you guys have money to go buy a new, you know what? Oh, what gas price is this? Let me go buy electric cars. And we already don't know. Last year, like I said again, only 2% of cars bought in America was electric. Two. So let's go down this rabbit hole. So let's see. Do you guys, after the pandemic, after what happened with COVID and everything, I hope you guys have an extra amount of money. Let's look for the cheapest Tesla. Because we look, okay. So this is the Tesla Model 3. Tesla Model 3. Oh, what is the Tesla Model 3? Let me see. Just a rear-wheel drive car for Tesla Model 3, brand new. $40,660. 69. Yes, and $690. Sorry, $40,690. Wow, I hope you guys have that kind of money. Also, if you're doing that, you know what you got to also buy? Let me circle reverse back here. The Model 3. You know also what you got to buy? You see this little thing right here? You see this thing right here? Let's go look at it. Charging at home. $495 for a wall charger. $425 for a pedestal charger. $100 connected color match faceplate. Okay, that's crazy. I wouldn't even do that. And that. So you're gonna buy that to get a charger to do that. Let me look at the details for the car charger. So the wall connector is the most convenient charging station for a house, apartments. What? Oh, we're gonna get to that. Hospitality, properties, and workplaces. With up to 44 miles of range added per hour of charging. 45 miles per range. Now, if you're in a city, that could get you far in certain cases. I'm not knocking that, but that's an hour per hour. I could fill up my gas and get I get in my car right now, I get 60 no sorry, not 60, sorry. I get 35 miles per gallon. That's what I get on my car. 35 miles per gallon. And I can get 35 miles per gallon in like less than a minute from a gas station. I could get 425 miles per gallon within 15 minutes of filling up my gas. The time is the difference. That's the problem that these people don't catch on to. Again, Stephen Colbert and them jabronis, they're rich people. They don't care about this stuff. Or gas could be $15 a gallon. They don't care. Exactly. That's what you all don't see. That's what killed me. But let's be honest with this stuff. This is at home, right? This is at home. And again, you can go to the Tesla superchargers and stuff like that. But I got a question for y'all. This are apartments. What apartments are doing all this stuff? In Chicago? Really? Are they doing this in Chicago? Are they doing this in New York? Some apartments, the high-end apartments that can afford this? Yes. The regular apartments that you can't afford? No. Because what? People are going to rob and steal, they could do stuff. Of course not. And again, so I showed you the price for a Tesla. Let's go to a used Tesla. Oh, a 2019 Model 3. $52,000. $52,400. With 30,000 miles. Oh, here goes another one. 53,000. 56,000. 2018 with 70,000 miles on the odometer. $56,000, $56,500. $815 a month. You gotta be out of your flipping mind. You think you get that money, man? This is their solution to you. And again, let's get back to me and call it from here. It don't affect all these people lying to you. Every last word. Even if you have an electric car, it still affects you. Your food bill is gonna be expensive. Your products are gonna be expensive if you go, but because you gotta transport stuff. We don't have an electric network for electric vehicles for the tractor trailers. We don't have that. And again, when people are like, oh, we're going to try to sell you self-driving tractor trailer trucks. Can it happen? Yes. In my lifetime, half of it will. You could go from a distribution center to a distribution center. That makes sense. But once you get down to the city part, where there's like a lot of stuff, that's not going to happen. No time soon, it's not going to happen. Too much stuff going on for the car to recognize. Dogs, people, small, tight roads and everything. People, no, not going to happen. At all. They want you to pay $53,000. Like I said, used Teslas are even higher than a brand new. See how crazy that is? Let me bring that back up again. And I've been showing you. I mean, I told that to my girlfriend before. So let me get this straight. Let's get this straight, which is weird as hell. I saw this also for Toyota. Toyota's cars, new cars, was cheaper than the used cars. It was cheaper than the used cars.
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
It doesn't. Let me get this straight here. Let me see. Hold. Order. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to make now. Justin, we're gonna rear-wheel drive. 4,690. $40,690. All real plus range 53,800. Let's see. Long range. $47,690. Right? I use one, the same thing, $53,800.
What? What the fuck?
Does that make sense? Let's go to 2000. Long wheel drive 2018. But a 2022 car that I could get in May $4,690. Get the flip out of here with this nonsense. And that's how they said it with Toyota. All right. It's whack right now. The economy is in full disarray. Okay. It's full on crazy. Again, for people who will listen to the audio part of this podcast, I did a show, which I'll put on the audio for Spotify. For those who don't know, we're on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. We're going to get on Apple. We're going to get there. Apple. Stitcher is another one too. If you love Stitcher, we're on that. For the people who listen to the audio, last year I did a video saying all the stuff that Biden is going to do. And I said, prove me wrong. He didn't prove me wrong. Everything that I said that he's going to mess up, he messed up. I get that. I understand how things is. But the gas one is the one that takes me off the most because we were with gas prices. That year and a half ago, I was paying $2.14. $2.05 at sometimes. Right? The highest I paid so far is $3.75, $3.89, where I'm at. From the same gas station. But the gas station from around my house and stuff, I've seen $4.15, I've seen $4.30, I've seen I think the highest I've seen is $4.35 at an Exxon station. That's the only part that takes me off the most. I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong. And that was a direct. I just did this whole process. Biden's energy policies, his executive orders, everything is a direct connection to the gas prices. Ain't no if, and, or buts about this. Dead correct connection, okay? That's what this is. Last but not least, in that regard, in that situation, there's a direct connection, and his solutions beyond that still ain't good. It's bad. It's horrible. It ain't doing any great. The solution is pump more gas on on America, get a Keystone Pipeline back up so we could save gas. I talked about the Keystone line, the whole thing. Go back to you can go to episode 65 when I talked about that. That's the part. His ideas are bad. I do not think Joe Biden, just like we used to say with George Bush, Dick Cheney is running things. I don't think, and we know it's not Kamala Harris. She does not have the brain power, the brain power to do this. Somebody else is in control of this nonsense, and it's bad. Okay, seriously bad. That's what we need to do. Right now, but we're not going to do that. And as I said in the last couple of videos, this is at March. We're not in summer yet, where gas prices typically get crazy. It's ridiculous. Wow. Okay. I have to say thank you all for listening to here to the regular means of the visual cast. And for the audio people, again, you can go and watch the video cast of this podcast on Facebook TT Records. You go to Project Open Mic on Twitch, Project Open Mic on YouTube, Project Open Mic on Tempo FM, Project Open Mic on Live TV, Project Open Live Now. Like there's many venues you could still watch, and also on Rumble that you can watch this visually. You can see this. So I get the viewership, the live viewership of people watching this. Tempo FM was a place where I used to have an old radio show called Radio T3, and that's where I get most of my viewership really from. But I get a few views from YouTube, few views from Twitch, few views and stuff. I'm trying to broadcast out as much more because again, I had a radio show. And right now, this is the most viewed video I could see right now through all the chat, looking at all this stuff. And I get the comments, and I know a lot of people want to talk about stuff. Oh my goodness. I mean, people, like I said, Biden can't do much right now. Russia is responsible. Response has some energy squawking right now. I didn't tell my lawyer this to go F himself. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Rising gas prices, gallons are worth the cost. At least we don't have to worry about them tweets. Blue check marks. I mean, the memes, the chat here is going crazy. 60,750 people. I want to thank you. Okay. Next week's show, hopefully nothing crazy is gonna happen. I want to talk. I'm gonna do a part 2, kind of in a way this was. I want to talk about why we're not gonna be a net zero country no time soon. I am not against solar, wind, other powers, but we need a combination of all those things. We do, and we're gonna talk about that. But this right here is just you see, I just laid out all the stuff that he did wrong, every single thing. You literally signed, you stopped the oil production day one when you got into office, which was stupid. You talk bad about the people who we get oil from. Then right after that, you call them up and say, hey, give me more gas. But you just stop gas, but you're begging the people there for gas. Now that Russia is doing this, now you're gonna beg the clean conscience part, which is stupid because you're begging from countries that do horrible stuff to people. So let's not pretend that. It's just, what can I say? What can I say? This has been a disaster from day one. That's why even my girl said, yeah, this is a peaceable fence for these gas prices, including because she's getting a new job where she got to drive a lot. My God. Anyway, I want to thank you, really, really, really thank you. And again, anybody out there who want to share this video to your people, share this, go to YouTube, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe. Please help us out in the YouTube algorithms. Please help us out on the Twitch algorithms. Also on Facebook. Help us out in all those regards. If you want to hear the audio podcast, you want to play this with your friends, you got a long drive, whatever, you could listen to this show. It goes up on the podcast over 2 days later than the live podcast. But you go Spotify, Project Open Mic, and you can see it. I'm gonna put links and everything in future videos. I'm trying to get all this things to Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor. If you want to listen to the video, listen to the audio podcast, if you don't have time for this, and share with your family. Other than that, I thank you. I graciously thank you guys for helping us out. We're gonna soon get TT Records up, website back up, so you guys can have a link tree, and also you can donate if you think that what we're doing here is good at Project Open Mic and our TT Records. Donate, help us out in that regard. With that said and done, guys, please don't let these people lie to you. Don't let these people fool you. All right. It's been a disaster from day one how this is going with the gas prices, and I don't see no end. The best thing I'll tell you right now, buy food, be careful, do what you gotta do, because right now gas prices are gonna still keep on going up, and up. Okay? So remember, evil comes in all shapes, colors, size, creed, height, sex, nationality. Evil is evil. The rich is gonna stay rich. The poor is gonna fight for their crumbs, and us, the middle class, is gonna get effed over. And if that's the case, be smart about it. Please be smart about it. Because again, people are stupid, individuals are smart. Be a smart individual, alright? Hopefully you guys will see. Catch us tomorrow on Project Open my side chat with the guys. We talk about stuff. With that said, I hope you guys are good. Hope for the best. Prepare for what's the one mom out of TT Records. So please prepare for yourself. Use the right thing with the gas. Make sure. If you go afford to buy a Tesla and an EV, go ahead. But that is not attainable for much more people in the world. It's not. And just be smart with your gas prices, because it's gonna affect the economy. Because if a lot of people are not gonna drive gas, and then the gas prices of food go up, plus the inflation, the economy is gonna get wrecked. But they don't see that. And I hope people who voted, please use your vote the right way. like I said, I never tell a person who to vote for, but I'm sorry. And I will tell you not who to vote for. But I'll tell you this right now. Me? I didn't vote for Biden. I can tell you right now, in 2024, if he's still alive, no, I'm not either. Other than that, guys, please have a safe night. Take care of your family, your friends. And I wish you all the best out there, all right? Peace out.